Hi, my name's Ross, and today I'm going to do a tutorial video on how to get the trainer ID 25794. This trainer ID is required for the category Pokemon Red Any TID. There was somebody in the PSR speedrun Discord for Gen 123 asking questions on how to do this trainer ID. It's required. This is a glitch category that uses save corruption to get item underflow and then warps to the very end of the game. And you do this in the first 2 minutes of the speedrun. Somebody in the Discord was having issues, having trouble with getting this trainer ID, so I said I would jump on and make a very quick commentated video on how to get it. So, I am on GSR. This is a slightly outdated emulator. The two emulators that are allowed for Pokemon Gen 1 speedrunning are GSE and Gambat Speedrun. In the description of this video below, I will leave a link to the PSR Gen 123 speedrun Discord, and in there we'll give you links, information. You can speak to speedrunners, and you'll be able to get either of these emulators. So I'm going to go from the start here. I'm on the title screen for Pokemon Red. I'm using a very special practice ROM. Again, I'll leave a link in the description. You can join the Discord and we can give you access to this practice ROM. This practice ROM allows us to see the trainer ID at the very start of the game. Unfortunately, in Generation 1 in Red, Blue and Yellow, you can't check your trainer ID until you receive a Pokemon. In later generations, you can just open your menu, go to your trainer card, and it will show your ID, your trainer ID. But unfortunately in Generation 1 you can't do that until you receive a Pokemon. And then once you receive a Pokemon, you can check its stats screen, and on the stats screen it will show you your trainer ID. So I will be able to see the trainer ID at the very start. You can join the Discord and we can give you this practice ROM and show you how to set it up and use it. But don't worry too much. If you think that's too complicated, it's too technical, it's too much hassle, you don't have to use this practice ROM at all. You can just continue the run. Just leave the bedroom, actually follow the story, go to the lab, and just receive a starter Pokemon, Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, it doesn't matter, and you can check the ID there. Obviously the run is over if you do that. You can't complete the run or do the run properly if you do this. But if you're just a beginner, if you're just new, you're just trying to do some practice until you can get this trainer ID, you can do that. Just keep checking the Pokemon stats every time. Make sure it's 25794, and if that's the case, if you can get it multiple times over, 6-7 times in a row, then you can continue on with the rest of the run. So you don't have to use this practice ROM. It's just for the purposes of this video. It's very handy, and I can show you the trainer ID at the very start. So every manipulation in Gen 1 starts with a hard reset. I am using a pad. You don't have to use a pad, you can use keyboard. When you're using these emulators, you'll have to bind a hard reset button to your pad or a key. I use the left analog stick. I just clicked in L3 and that's my hard reset button. So I'll do that now. And if you hard reset, you'll be brought to this screen, which is the Game Boy screen with the Nintendo logo underneath it. We call this the BIOS screen. So if you had a real console like a Game Boy Color, a Game Boy Advance, or if you had the Game Boy Player attachment for the GameCube, and you hit the reset button, it will take you to this screen. This is what we call a hard reset. All Gen 1 manips start off with a hard reset, and then we're going to buffer the intro. And what I mean by buffer the intro is I'm just going to hold certain buttons and directions as the game's loading. As this different screens after this Game Boy screen appear, I'm going to hold certain buttons and directions all the way up until I start a new game. And then if I've done everything correctly, then I will get the same trainer ID every single time. Once you start a new game, press A on the new game screen. That's when your trainer ID is generated. But if you buffer the intro a certain way, like if you do the same inputs every single time, you will get the same trainer ID every single time. And for Pokemon Red Any TID, we require 25794 for the run to work. So I'm also going to go over here now, a soft reset. Soft reset is slightly different. If you hold A, B, start and select at the same time, you will do a soft reset. The soft reset won't bring you to this screen, it will bring you to the screen afterwards. So I'll unpause it here now. If you do a soft reset, it will take you to this screen. This screen we call the copyright screen. With the Nintendo Creatures Game Freak and the numbers, we call this the copyright screen. So if you do a soft reset with A, B, start and select, it will bring you to this screen. I'm just talking over what a soft reset is now because it requires one in the minute. We're going to buffer all the way through to a new game. Once we start that new game, Oak's going to appear, and we're going to hold straight away the second we go into a new game, A, B, start and select to do a soft reset. We call this an Oak reset. Oak appears, starts talking to you, and we're going to immediately reset. I'm then going to keep these buttons held down, A, B, start and select, until it goes to the Game Freak screen, the screen with the Game Freak text and the stars. The game will soft reset itself again, and then from there we're going to hold certain buttons and directions all the way up until we start a new game for a second time, and on that second time the manip will be completed and we should have generated the correct ID. Now that all sounds very, very complicated. I promise you it's not. I'm going to talk through all the buttons and the directions and stuff I'm going to be holding now, all the way into the new game, and then because I have the practice ROM, we'll be able to check the trainer ID straight away once we get to the bedroom. So I'll do it now. I'll unpause the emulator. I'm going to do a hard reset. On the BIOS screen, we press nothing. Nothing here. I'm going to hold start here on the copyright screen. Let go here. Second hop, hold A. Let go, hold start. Let go, hold A. Do a soft reset. A, B, start and select. You'll see the little H in the corner and Oak's corner. Keep them held down. You'll see the Game Freak screen. It'll soft reset. Let go of the buttons. Hold up B and select. Again on the copyright screen here. Let go. Hold start here. Let go, hold A, and that's it. It's very fast, it's very quick. But if you hold and press those buttons and do the resets correctly in the right order at those specific times, it looks like you might have to do them very, very quickly, but there's very, very large windows. It's very lenient on when you can start holding certain directions and letting go of buttons. So it looks complicated, but I promise you it's not. So don't panic about it. Now that we're into the new game and we've done the manip, I'm just going to mash through Oak's text here. In a real run for Pokemon Red Any %, you need to give yourself a certain name and your rival. So for this run, you would need to name yourself Red. So we just come down, name ourselves Red. And for the rival, you need to name the rival John. So at the very end of the text box, we call them John. And the game will load up into the bedroom. And normally, in Generation 1, you can't check your trainer ID here. You would have to go all the way to Oak's lab, get a starter, and then on the stats screen you can check your ID that way. But because I have the practice ROM here, I can go into my trainer card and I can check my trainer ID. And it seems like I've loaded the wrong game. I've actually loaded the real copy of the game. But that's okay. I'll do it the other way around. So if you weren't using the practice ROM, you know, you can't check your trainer ID on this screen. This is like ordinary Generation 1. But I can turbo through here now, get a Pokemon in the lab, and we can check our ID this way. Now in the real run, you would do save corruption right now. You wouldn't know what your trainer ID is. You can't verify it. But like I say, with using the practice ROM, or you get confident enough, you go and check your Pokemon here now in the lab. If you keep getting 25794, 4, 5, 6 times in a row, then you know you're doing everything correctly and you can just continue, read the notes, continue the rest of the run. But in a real run, you can't verify your trainer ID. So I just want to let you know that in advance. So because I've loaded the wrong game, I'm going to turbo through here now until we get to the lab and we can check our trainer ID that way. So So we can I'll just quickly turbo through the intro here, and we'll be able to check the trainer ID. I'll just choose Charmander, it doesn't matter who you pick. And from here, we'll be able to check our trainer ID. Go to Pokemon, Charmander, Stats, and you'll be able to see underneath Type 1 Fire, you'll see ID number. This is your trainer ID, and it's 25794. And this is the correct ID that we need for the run. I'm going to do it a couple of more times here now. I'm going to load up the practice ROM, and you'll be able to check it beforehand. But if you don't want to use the practice ROM, this is how you would check it. Now, obviously, you can't do a real run this way. You can't verify it. You just have to become confident over time. Just do practice. Just do like what I did now. You'll do the manip. You'll come to the lab, turbo through or whatever. Check. Doesn't matter what starter you pick. Charmander's just the fastest to pick because you can just turn right and just choose it from the desk. Choose Charmander. Come in here. Check your ID number, make sure it's 25794, and if that's correct and you can do that 4 or 5 times in a row, then I would just continue with the notes, just continue the run, and you should be fine. But what I'll do now is I'll load up the practice ROM, I'll do the manip again, I'll talk through exactly what I'm doing again. I have an input display on the screen showing exactly what I'm doing, but I will talk through, I'll just say the exact same buttons I'm pressing again. But this time with the practice ROM, I'll be able to check straight away instead of having to come all the way to the lab. So I will load the practice ROM now. And again, we do everything from a hard reset. So hard reset, BIOS screen, we do nothing. Copyright screen, we hold the start button here. Keep it held. Let go here. Second hop here, we hold A. Let go, hold start. Let go, hold A. Do your soft reset. You'll see the little H in Oak's corner. Keep those buttons held down. Start A, B, and select. Let go of them here. Hold up B and select on this copyright screen again. Up B and select. Let go here. Hold start here. Let go, hold A, and that's it. And we're in new game. And that's the manip. It's just buffering the intro with certain buttons and directions, and that adds a little bit of lag, or it speeds up a screen. And by doing all this here, we land on a very specific frame when we start a new game, and then that generates the trainer ID. And we need 25794 for Pokemon Red Any TID. We need that exact number for the trainer ID. So again, we'll just skip through. And for the run itself, you have to name yourself Red, and you have to name your rival John. And then we'll be in the bedroom. And like I said, in a real run, this is where you do the save corruption. So you can't verify your trainer ID. But with the practice ROM I have, I can just check my trainer card, like this, and it will show you the trainer ID. And it's correct, it's 25794. Or in hexadecimal, it's 64C2. I'll just pause the emulation again here. You'll never see 64C2 in game. It won't show your trainer ID like that. It's just, it will show you it like this in the practice ROM. In the actual notes itself, there is a linked video on how to do this manip, but it just shows you the inputs on how to buffer the intro. And at the very end of the video, it might show 64C2. The only reason it shows that is, I think in the older video, they are using an older emulator called BGB. And with that emulator, it has, you're able to see hexadecimal numbers, like code, memory of the game in hexadecimal. And it might show up as 64C2 in that video. But with GSE and Gambat Speedrun, you cannot see those numbers. You cannot see the hexadecimal numbers. So don't worry about 64C2. All you need to worry about is the number 25794. And with the practice ROM here at the very start of the run, you can see that trainer ID, whether you got it right or not. And if it's wrong, you just hard reset and you just do the manip again. So, like I said, if you think it's too much hassle, you don't have to use this ROM at all. You can just go and keep checking the Pokemon. It's slightly slower, obviously, but you can go and check the ID that way and then just reset. And once you can get 25794, then you can just continue the rest of the run. But I will leave a link in the description below to the Pokemon Speedrunning Discord, the Gen123 Discord, and in there you can speak to other runners if you have any questions or you're still not quite sure what to do, or you can always come in, you can ask me, you can private message me, you can leave questions down in the comments below in this video and I will answer them the best I can. I always try to help new runners and people coming into Generation 1 speedrunning, so I will do my best to help you. I'll quickly just show you now. I'll do a reset and I'll just start a new game to show you that you'll get a random, if you don't buffer the intro properly, you'll just get random numbers. So, I'll just start a new game. I'll just turbo through and I'll name myself Ash, for instance. I'll name the rival Blue, and because I'm mashing buttons and directions, you'll just get a random trainer ID. For instance, this time it's 63703. So if you don't buffer the intro correctly, you'll just get the wrong trainer ID. And we need 25794 for the run to work. So you do have to do everything exactly. But you can always come and ask me questions and I will do my best to help you. So I'll do it one more time here now, just to show it. I'll speak through exactly again. I have the input display on screen, and if you need any help, you can ask in the questions below, join the Discord. But I'm making this tutorial video because somebody in the Gen123 PSR Discord wasn't quite sure on how trainer ID manipulations worked for Generation 1 for Pokemon games like Red, Blue and Yellow. So this is the tutorial video on how to get 25794 or 64C2 hexadecimal, the trainer ID that's required for Pokemon Red Any %. So one more time, I will hard reset. Game Boy screen, BIOS screen, we do nothing. Copyright screen here, we start holding the start button. Let go, second hop. Here, we hold A. Let go, hold start. Let go here, hold A. Do your soft reset, A, B, start, select. You'll see the wee H in the corner. Keep the buttons held down. Keep them held down until you get to the Game Freak screen. Keep them held down. Let go here. Up B and select. Let go here. Hold start here. Let go, hold A. And that's it. And those windows are fairly lenient. Fairly large windows to hold the buttons in the directions. And we'll go through. I can turbo through here. It doesn't make a difference. You name yourself Red. Your rival, you'll name John. And I can check because I have the practice ROM. We'll go into Red, we'll check. And we got 25794. So this is the correct ID for Pokemon Red Any %. One last thing before I go. Something that tripped me up when I was first starting learning manips and on how to buffer intros is when I say hop 2. I'll show you now with the Nidoran. I'll pause it when it gets to this screen. So on this screen, it's the same in Pokemon Blue. I believe it's Jigglypuff. I'm pretty sure it's Jigglypuff in the intro for Pokemon Blue. But it's Nidoran here in Pokemon Red. They have 3 hops. And different manips require you to hold certain buttons on certain hops. So, for instance, the first 2 little hops count as what we call hop 1. So that's hop 1. It goes forward, back, forward once. That's what we call hop 1. And then he'll do it again. And he'll do hop 2. And then this here now, Gengar will slash. He'll back up and then he'll do one big last jump. That's what we call hop 3. So this is hop 3. I'll reset and show it again. For this manip for Pokemon Red Any percent for 25794, you need to hold the A button on hop 2. So that's hop 1, that's hop 2, and that's hop 3. Just to go over it, because that was very complicated, or like I wasn't quite sure what a hop was, and this manip requires hop 2. But you'll see on the input display and what I've said before, what I'm saying is I'm pressing the buttons. You'll hold A at the right time, shouldn't be any problem. But this was a tutorial video for the trainer ID 25794 for Pokemon Red Any percent. Leave any questions down below in the description. Join the Discord, you can ask questions there. You can get more information on how to get both emulators, and you can get some more information on how to get the practice ROM if you would like the practice ROM to practice for this year. Also, I really enjoy doing these tutorials. I just do them when anybody asks them. I know some of the older tutorial videos for Pokemon speedrunning are very old now. They're 7, 8, 9 years old, and they don't have any commentated voice or narration on them, and that confuses quite a lot of people. They're not quite sure what's happening in the video, so I don't mind explaining exactly what's going on and what's required and what you need to do to get manipulations to work. So if anybody wants me to make any more of these, if anybody actually finds them helpful, that it helps them to learn, I will gladly make more of these. Just message me, and maybe I'll make more. The run itself for Pokemon Red Any percent is very, very short. It's less than 2 minutes. And it's not that hard to learn. So if anybody actually wanted a tutorial video on the whole run, I'd be more than happy enough to make that. Message me in the Discord, leave a comment below, and maybe in the future I will make that. But for now I'm going to go. Hopefully this helps out anybody that's not sure how trainer ID manipulations work. Hopefully this video helps you out. So I'll see you all later. Bye.